With Eze moving to Arsenal, I felt it was only necessary that we make a full match analysis of one of his most recent matches against Manchester City in the FA Cup final. Hopefully this analysis can cover some knowledge gaps that you might be missing in your game. In this first clip in the second minute, we can see Eze pressing Akanji laterally, forcing him to switch the point of attack. This is really important as Crystal Palace have more players on the other side of the pitch than they do here. Since City are playing with the back three, Eze has no fullback to mark, so instead he marks the nearest player, Kevin De Bruyne, City's attacking midfielder. And here in the 15th minute, we see something amazing happen. Eze realizes there's space on the opposite wing, but he leaves that for his teammate and instead thinks ahead. He knows that the best thing he can do is become an option for a cross, so he makes a run towards the back post, where he knows he'll have less defenders to deal with as all of them are focusing on the ball. And this is great work from Palace as they know City have less players back, so they play the ball quickly. Eze also doesn't waste any time by shooting a first time volley which he scores. Because he's not so far out from goal, Eze decides to use the inside of his foot to shoot the ball, almost like a hard, accurate pass. See, this is the bit that most players get wrong. When they're this close to goal, they always want to smash into the top corner. But when you're this close, you should try to get more accuracy and less power on it. Trust me, you have a higher chance of scoring if you are more accurate, not just applying more power. Here in the 19th minute, Eze receives the ball, but is closely trapped together by City defenders. He realizes that there is open space on the opposite wing, and so he switches the point of attack to Munoz, who's free. Here we can see Eze taking another shot in the box. This is because he is not afraid of missing, and the more shots you take, the higher chance you have of scoring, something most players neglect. Throughout the match, I realized the majority of the goal kicks Crystal Palace did were long balls forward. This is because Mateta would hold it up and then play out wide to Eze, who had also pushed up quite high. Here, Eze shows great work ethic by going really high up on the attack but then sprinting back and doing an amazing recovery. Here, in the 83rd minute, we see Eze receive the ball and take it in his stride, giving no indication as to where he's going. However, as soon as Ruben Dias turns his head to scan for the opposition players, he slightly changes the direction of the ball, so he can play a pass with his dominant right foot. Also, by him waiting for the defender to turn his head, it gave his opposite winger enough time to run into the space. And here, in the 87th minute, Eze receives the ball and then throws a subtle drop of the shoulder to make Foden think that he's going to turn backwards, but instead drives into the space ahead of him, before playing a pass to his striker who was making an overlap. A better pass from the striker would have been a backheel back to Eze, but Eze's story itself is just inspirational. Playing for his boyhood club Arsenal's academy and then getting released at the age of 13, before going on trial with several clubs and eventually even thinking about quitting at the age of 18. But finally, he landed a trial at Queen's Park Rangers where he shined and impressed, signing a pro contract there. From there, he was shipped out on loan to Wycombe Wanderers, where he performed amazingly in EFL League 2 and EFL League 1, before making a return to QPR, where he shined in the Championship, before getting signed by Crystal Palace. At Crystal Palace, he was an integral member of the squad, and of course, in this match, he won Crystal Palace's first major ever trophy. All of this caught the eyes of Arsenal, who signed him, and Eze has now made a return to his boyhood club.